Have you ever heard the phrase, autism is a superpower, and wondered what it means? If you're picturing a savant like in Rain Man, we're sorry to let you know that we're not all human supercomputers. But we do have other strengths. Autism is a vast spectrum, and everyone has their own neurological configuration, but there are some common strengths that are both empowering and helpful. Here are 4 autistic superpowers you should know, written by our autistic specialist writer. Disclaimer, although this list is based on scientific research, it's not a substitute for a professional diagnosis. Please see a psychological professional if you're interested in exploring an autism diagnosis. Number 1, hyperfocus. Have you ever been absorbed in a task so deeply that it filled up your entire consciousness and time just flew by without you noticing? You probably came out feeling quite accomplished. Autistic brains intrinsically reward us for pursuing our special interests and repetitive work more than socializing. So we can intensely focus our entire consciousness for hours on end. A 2012 study conducted by the University of North Carolina asked participants to choose between easy and hard motor tasks with variable rewards. It found that autistic participants consistently chose the hard tasks more than neurotypicals, even with lower rewards and even when it got repetitive. Outside the lab, this helps us to turn our special interests into special talents, since we can self-learn and practice for as long as we want without feeling bored. 2, pattern recognition. Wanna try a little quiz to test your pattern recognition? Here's a simple shape. Remember this little cuboid well. Now, here's a more complex pattern. Can you spot the simpler shape we showed you previously hidden in the larger pattern? Pause the video and see if you can find it. Find it yet? How long did it take? When researchers from the University of Cambridge tested participants on a series of these challenges, the autistic participants found the hidden shapes 20 seconds faster than the neurotypical participants on average. Scans show that autistic people have higher activity in a brain area called Brodmann Area 18, used in visual reasoning. Outside the lab, strong pattern recognition helps autistic people excel in areas like math, engineering, and art. Attention to detail. A 2013 study published in the Journal of Neuroscience compared the focus of attention in autistic and neurotypical people using a visual search task. Autistic performance was much stronger than neurotypicals at the center of attention, but dropped off quickly outside the target. We experience a tunnel vision where we fixate on specific details, which helps to make precise observations, remember complex scenes, and notice anything amiss. At HP Enterprise, dedicated neurodiverse teams were 30% more productive in finding software faults than regular teams, showing the value of attention to detail. And 4, logical decision-making. Imagine this. A sly salesman offers you a choice of 3 USB drives. Option A has a large capacity and short lifespan. Option B has a small capacity and long lifespan. Option C is a worse version of option A and is just a decoy to sway you towards option A, even if you weren't thinking about it. Would you fall for the trick? A study conducted by the University of Cambridge showed participants product selections with and without decoys. Neurotypical participants fell for the trick and switched their choice when the decoy was deployed. But autistic participants made consistent choices and ignored the decoy, in line with rational decision-making. Other studies show that autistic brains are immune to many biases because we focus only on specific factual details and ignore the context. For example, we're less affected by optical illusions and the gambler's fallacy, the false belief that if a random event hasn't happened often in the past, it has to happen more in the future to compensate. So there you have it, 4 positive autistic traits or superpowers you should be aware of. Our lives come with many challenges, but also many potential strengths that can be beneficial if nurtured in the right environment. Many of humanity's developments have been conceived by those on the autism spectrum, and autistic scientist Temple Grandin once said, "If by some magic autism has been eradicated from the face of the earth, then men would still be socializing in front of a wood fire at the entrance to a cave." Maybe she was a bit harsh. Neurotypicals and autistic people both need each other, but there's no denying that we can achieve if given a chance. If you're interested in learning more, References are in the description. And you can check out our other videos on autism, like 5 signs you are an undiagnosed autistic adult, but don't know it. See you next time.